we're live. Today I have the honor of interviewing Team Demo. They recently released a new album entitled It's a Demo, and it's a banger. It's masterfully produced, it's released with Wise P, and includes some of the most legendary MCs currently rocking the mic. Artists such as Method Man, Rome Streets, Che Noir, Terminology, Planet Asia, Sky Zoo, Lil Fame, and many more. We're going to bring them in and talk about their new album, but also their discography. They've been in the game for years. They've produced for the likes of 50 Cent, Grand Puba, MF Doom, Sean Price. The catalog is extensive. So let's bring them in and talk about their amazing career.
Woo! Yes, sir.
Salute to the guys.
Yes, sir.
Man.
We're sitting in.
Yo, we full circle.
Hold on, let's turn it around. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah. Can y'all hear me good?
Chris?
What up, my brothers? What an honor. Yo.
Long time coming.
Yo, y'all looking good.
How Hey, man.
Y'all doing?
Man, everything's good, baby. Everything's
good. Man, y'all living on top of the world right now. That new album, because, you know, it's something to listen to your boys, to listen to music as it comes out. It's a whole other thing to do a deep dive like what I've done over the last several days. And listen, I'm going to tell you, as somebody who knows you personally and has known you for decades, y'all some humble ass dudes, because you know, I had no idea. I knew a lot, but I had no idea.
That feels good coming from you, brother. That you really,
bro. Yo, so I know we're gonna go deep into everything. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole, because you had such an impact not only on hip hop, but very specifically the area of the world where you guys are from. That you did this there, right? You made it happen there. So that being said, let's talk about It's a Demo, because that joint is a banger, a classic album, right? So let's go ahead and jump into that. How long was that album in the making? I know the relationships, they've been, you know, in the making for years, but talk to us about the new album available right now on Fat Beats for purchase and streaming everywhere.
We started working on that album right before COVID hit. We kind of started like diving back in hardcore with everything. You know, we started working on the loose singles that came out before that, Wild in the Streets, Bounce, Lap, and You Go.
You Go.
Those were like the beginnings of the album, but as we really started to really create the album, those were just kind of like loose singles.
Yeah, they almost became their own little album.
Their own hype machine, and plus, I mean, the production's amazing, and the featurings are amazing. I mean, come on, right? You got like Cash, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got Curious and Doo-Wop. I mean, this is the fabric. You're working with the fabric of hip hop. Hip hop is built on that foundation. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed, man. It felt good to collaborate with people that we love and respect.
Word.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Yeah.
We had a lot of heavyweight, you know, Fame. Was on there, which was, you know, that's history for us. That's history for our area, all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the verse he gave us was incredible.
I think like Planet Asia spazzed on the whole album.
Yeah, he did.
Shine. Raz was doing this thing. Everybody did their thing. Like we said before in a different interview, it was like when we sent the beats, the picture was already painted. They colored it in. You know what I mean?
Like Jay would say, we didn't really beat tape it to death. We picked specific joints for specific people. It wasn't even like, here's 20 beats to pick from. We were like, no, this is the joint. And then we were very, you know, we're always smiles when it comes back the way we want it to come back. You know?
Yeah.
We were impressed a lot of times.
The process would be like, either me and Tone would have a skeleton, or me and Tone together had a skeleton. It depends, you know, what day and what beat. But, you know, the skeletons, they go to Yogi. Yogi works on the hooks and bring them back. And the ones that we like that we think are dope for the album, we put to the side. And then we start thinking and building, like, who would sound dope on this? Oh, yeah, you know, what else would sound dope with that? And then, boom.
Yeah.
It sounds organic. I call it like a workout album. It's like, yo, you want to get in the gym and get right?
Yeah.
You know, start from the beginning to the end. It's gonna get you right. You know.
Yeah. It's tough. it's gritty. It's got that signature Team Demo sound. You know what I'm saying? That people know. I mean, people may know more famous records, right? Like the Sean Price records, the Crime Wave record by 50 Cent, that grind that you guys are known for. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I know what was happening in the studio years ago. I know the Team Demo sound when I hear it. I remember when I first heard Crime Wave, you know what I'm saying? Like I hadn't been around you in real life, in the flesh, in a little bit of time, but I had known y'all. But when I heard the beat, I know that beat from the Depth Charge days. You know what I'm saying? That's that Team Demo sound. You know, and to hear your music in video games like Call of Duty, and to hear, you know what I'm saying? To hear y'all hold on. Y'all having a gold record. To know y'all having a gold record. Come on.
Indeed. That's something, you know, we hold high for the area for what we've done, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We want to all be made, you know, as far as the DMV, you know, we came out of the DMV with a gold slap hip hop. Some people even consider his last good album.
Yeah.
Last even good street, you know,
boom bap. He's moved on to other creative avenues. He's got money, bro. You know what I'm saying? The grind is a little bit of a different grind. He's doing $1 million grind. It's different.
We were blessed that he even did it was the first single off the album. Then he did a video to it. Even with Sean Price or Ron, we got, you know, they did videos to our joints. Me and Jason always say that Team Demo sound will stand out on any project.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that we got visuals to go with it is very special.
Yeah.
Very special.
That the artist went out his way to make the vision.
Right? Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we couldn't come to either one. Both of them chose it. Not only am I going to make this the flagship for my project, but I'm putting a visual to it. And, you know, I think that's what me and Jason strive for. You know, we want to stand out.
Yeah.
You know, our music's going to speak for itself.
Yeah. You guys have been doing this, you know, real hip hop. It's not even boom bap, right? It's like gritty, grimy hip hop before it became in vogue, right? It's kind of in vogue at the moment. Y'all are 20, 30 years doing the grimy sound. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop got tougher, like, you know, now in the Griselda era. It got hood again. Y'all never left the hood. You know what I'm saying? Every hood records. Y'all never left. That's the truth. I think for everybody who knows.
Yeah, funky and aggressive. I mean, sometimes we even step to certain, you know, our music is aggressive. Even when it's smooth and maybe even soulful, it's still a little bit aggressive.
Yeah.
You know?
I will say this, though, like the whole Team Demo album, really, except kind of for 5% 10, is really only one side of Team Demo, really. Mm-hmm. Artists that we work with. We got that other side, you know, hip hop too, that, like you said, that soulful side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Giving it to the people yet because we ain't had the right artists. It ain't just full like that. But that signature sound is what you got on that album.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got it. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah. That's good, man. Let's talk about that signature sound, because I think, you know, people who love what you do are interested in knowing how it's crafted. You know what I'm saying? Like, we live in an era now where people, you know, produce on dolls. They produce with prepackaged loops, right? If it's dope, I don't care how you make it. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. But y'all come from an era where, you know, you come from an era before the MPC. You come from the ASR. You know what I'm saying? Where you had the swing meter and you had like all sorts of other stuff.
But even before that, when we had our 4-track in the Casio minis, you know, we were able to create. Even then, it kind of speaks for what you get now. It's just like, you know, we know what to do and how to stretch and make things, you know.
But I will say that I feel our music does stand out a little now.
Yeah.
Because of the ASR that we've been, that, you know, for that first sound that we use, because of the swings.
Yeah.
And where the ASR doesn't quantize perfectly tight.
Yeah.
Makes it sound live, like somebody's playing it live.
Yeah.
Compared to that, making it real tight. I think that's part of our signature sound.
Yeah. So is the production still done on the ASR?
For this album, all the production was ASR.
Okay.
for the next album, it'll be ASR and MPC.
Okay. All right. So then the way you guys are producing.
Yeah, it's like until me and Jay stumble on, sometimes we wish we could get with a company, because you would think that they would make somebody from the ASR 10, would make a new version of it. Even a program of it with like a MIDI keyboard, but and that somewhere along the line, maybe digital out, it'll lose something.
You keep dropping these albums, and that collab with ASR 10 is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing like taking a sample and putting it on those keys and being able to hear it at different pitches. Right?
Yeah.
I could say, as starting to use the MPC, I have a knob which I have to kind of go and turn to see if it sounds, slow, fast.
Yeah.
There's something that ASR10, especially when drums, kicks, snares, hi-hats, but we can go up and down the scale so much quicker, and it just kind of, it just sounds, everything.
Yeah.
Like, something about that for me and Jay, I think, because we learned on Casios, that keyboard is special.
Yeah. Now, what's really interesting is that what you guys are masters of is actually becoming a bit of a lost art. You know what I'm saying? Because now people are producing strictly on their computer. Yeah. They even making beats on their phone. You know what I'm saying? And if it's catchy enough, it might do good in a commercial sense. It might do good, but there's a craft, right?
Yeah.
There's the craft of finding snares, finding kicks, finding bass lines, piecing it together, right? Replaying, getting things, and then a whole craft that is hip hop, how hip hop was born, that you guys are masters of. You've mastered it. I mean, that's it. You got more than 10,000 hours, double it. You got 20, you got 30,000 hours. You know what I'm saying? You've mastered it. At this stage in life, nobody can tell you nothing about that. There's nothing anybody can tell you about that. And the fact that you still do it that way, you can hear it in the music. You can't replicate that. You got to do it. You got to do it the way that y'all do it, which is the craft. You know,
man, it's 30, like you said, 30 years. It's a labor of love.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And that's really dope. So one of the things that I think people are eager to learn about is that this dope album is volume 1. What are the plans? You know what I'm saying, for what's coming next? Are we talking 2024? Because y'all are already having an incredible year. Is this going to be late in the year? How much can you tell us?
Well, volume 2, we haven't even started yet. We're just starting to put the beats and kind of get the music together. But all I'm gonna say about volume 2 is we going bigger than we went on the first album.
Because you went so crazy on the first album. I mean, how you gonna go bigger? You gonna go bigger?
Yeah.
Wow.
Still in our lane, but we gonna go a little bigger.
Yeah.
We got in between.
And, we got some albums coming out in between. I would say volume 2 ain't coming out till like next year, maybe.
Well, and see, the challenge is producers is everybody wants to work with you.
About 5 years for this whole album.
Yeah.
To get all the way put together, get to deal with Fat Beats. Fat Beats went through a lot of things, but we were sitting there waiting for a long time. We was getting nervous it wasn't going to happen. Our album got pushed back a lot, like a year or two.
Yeah,
we was nervous.
At one point in time, like Jay said, we thought it wasn't going to happen.
Because the COVID had like all the vinyl backed up, so like we was nervous. So I don't know how smooth this one will go, like to get everything moving. But like Tom said, we got 2 projects we getting ready to mix down that are coming out. One is Block. He's down with the Lowlifes out there in Miami. He's from the Bronx.
Yeah.
And
Bully, Pretty Bully from Buffalo. She's a problem. I mean, you might know her from the Sway in the Morning freestyle. Yeah. She's been on the Hyena, and she's got some music out there. Anybody's, check her music out. Her music is really, really dope. She's a problem.
Yeah.
And me and Jay, we're proud of what Block and Bully are about to bring to the table.
A problem too.
Block's a problem.
Yeah. And then we got
so are those albums completely produced?
Polo Baby Flacco got an EP from he's from down there with the Lowlifes too in Miami. And we get ready to mix down the Diaz brothers, this little single we did with them called Cristopolis. How to be a one-off. Or it'd be a one-off and also be on the album later down the road.
Could be on Value. as a bonus, but me and Jason would love to push for a project. We project, you know, but
a new Diaz Brothers project produced by Team Demo.
That would be crazy. I doubt that would ever happen. Tony Touch is way too busy.
Yeah.
This was a miracle.
Yeah.
For real. Another one for me and Tony on our belts as hip hop fanatics and fans. Like, you know, this is like,
no, I mean, listen, like,
it's good. It's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, y'all, what's so interesting, man, is that like y'all are truly living like your best life. Y'all are boys forever. You know what I'm saying? You're doing what you love with the people you love. You know what I'm saying? And you're masters of it, and you have respect. You have the most respect from the people that are the icons. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's it, man. That's life. Y'all are doing it.
And I mean, we're just mentioning those two projects. You know, I don't know if he wants to let this one out, that we got something brewing.
We still got a whole album. We got to mix that with Brand Nubians, but like, that's something we kind of want to see shopping.
We want that to be. We want it to come out right. Yeah.
So that one, we kind of
especially that we got all three.
Yeah, moving a little slow on that, so it's right.
It's a true album. It's a true Brand Nubian album.
It's all three of them on all the songs. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Is it completely produced by Team Demo?
Yeah. But it's only 6 songs right now.
Yeah. It's gonna be EP, but it's gonna be special. Yeah. It's gonna be special. It's raw.
Yeah.
It's
I'm kind of looking for a vinyl deal for that to see if we can get that done right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now,
I think this, me and Jay could do it ourselves. It'll be special, especially for the DJs to have on vinyl.
Yeah.
This could be
man.
Here the three.
I think you guys were the first brothers in the DMV to do vinyl. I think so. I don't know how we could verify that. You know what I'm saying? That's hard to.
No, we are not.
We're not the first.
Yeah.
Because if you really want to say, you almost got to say DJ Cool.
Okay.
But I think in our era,
Priest put out OG before us.
I think Priest put out OG before us, but or at the same time. I'm not sure. But we definitely pioneered a sound to come out the DMV to go hard and put it on record. You know,
a lot of cats in our era will say, we are we are those guys that really put out independent records, had an independent label for real.
Yeah.
And was the the cats that led the way.
Yeah, we led the way. I think. He said Janine is 94. Priest just said Janine is 94.
See, I was right.
Salute the Priest.
Janine. And
shout to the Priest.
I can think that a lot of inspiration came to a lot of people to say that they saw us do it and went to try to go, and do it themselves. Have a label, have some vinyl out. We did this. We started young.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for me, there's a whole history before Team Demolition, Team Demo, me, Jason, and Wise that really is the story. It's always been the glue, the music, and everything out of that house and Boogie Down Burt. Is really of us. And they just want to carry on the name and keep it funky. Let's jump into that story a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm familiar with some of the story, but like for the broader audience, for it to live on the internet, how you guys met, where you met, keep Burke on the map. Let's talk about it. I mean, start with Wise.
I met Wise, I forget the year, I want to say it's 88. No, it was 88. Yeah. I met him at the pool.
Yeah.
With my man, Wise had this ill fake gold chain on. I was going to take it from him.
Yeah. But you knew because of the way he dressed that the there was some influence of the culture there.
They attracted to each other, no homo, like
Yeah. He knows, yeah.
So we and my man who I was with knew him already.
All right.
So he was like, he had a turntable at his crib. I was like, nah, I don't believe you. You gotta show me. So we went over there, and I was like, yo, we a group.
So that's it right there.
Hanging tough because we was both fanatics, and he knew Tone. But I met Tone a different way.
I met Jason a whole different way. I knew Wise from high school. Wise had impressed me because he had a Def Jam tour. It was either the Cold Crush tour. It's one of those classic tours that came back in '88. It was Audio 2, G-Rap. I mean, the creme de la creme, but underground hip hop. And I remember I was so jealous. I was like, yo, how you got that shirt? And he's like, I went to the show.
You was there.
You know, like, again, when Jay said this is new, you knew about this? Like, how you know about this? And then being white, I was like, you know about this?
Yeah, this is pre-internet. This is pre-internet. You had to hunt for things. Like, if you had to know, we had to piece together who was a producer, who worked on what. You had to read the liner notes.
You truly had to be in the know.
This is like the elementary school of hip-hop. Like, if he was growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is like right after the birth and the first wave.
Yeah. I think for me, generation, if you're in '88 and you've been listening to hip-hop, following hip-hop since about '85, even loosely, me and Jason connected on pretty much everything. Like, when I met him, even on G.I. Joe, Transformers, movie, like, we clicked on everything once we got to know each other. But the first time I met him, it's interesting because my man David Van Dyke, shout out to him, used to come to the PE class with all the tapes. And I would, again, this is still hip hop. You almost like a nerd. Like, it wasn't popular. Like,
no, it wasn't popular. And music was expensive. It was like your whole budget, $20 for a tape.
If somebody came around with it, you automatically was like, yo, you know, who are you? And
the color back then, and nothing. What you look like. It was more just like, oh, you know,
you know about this. Yeah, it's like a secret society.
Secret society.
Especially where we live, because we could go around, recite rhymes, anybody's rhymes off a tape, and somebody
would think it was yours.
Yeah.
There was no way because they would for them to know.
Nobody was listening to what we was listening to.
Yeah.
Even older dudes.
Definitely definitely spitting you nasty, both.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I used to kill business verses. I had dudes in my elementary. He was like, he's the best thing since sliced water. Sliced bread. I used to fucking I used to do picking boogers and all of that, and just be like, oh, nobody knew. Right. So
just drop 4 bars off of that, and they just be like,
what? They thought you were incredible.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking 85, 86, 87, by the time I meet Jason, I'm still in this. It's almost like a comic book. It's like a certain club. Nobody knows about this shit, this hip hop shit. I was already hanging pictures up. So when I met him, he was so hip hop just off the first look. And again, David kept saying, my man Jay used to have the tapes. My man Jay. Yeah. Dave's birthday comes. We go see a movie. All of us, my man, him, Toby Harris. He jumps in the car. He's hip hopped out. I never seen anything like Jay at that time. Me, I never. He had a fade part. He had designs going through his hair. I was like, who the fuck is this dude? And again, he's a white dude. He had more soul than most black dudes that I ever met.
Absolutely.
Straight up, dancing, bopping. He puts in Special Ed's album right when it came out, and I was blown away because I had a special connection. Hearing like the demo, that's a whole nother story. But the had it, I'm like, and this is the infamous Jay who has the tape.
Yeah, me. He's got all the music.
I'm like, who is this guy? And that's when we probably from there, man. Man. From there, when he told me, yo, I rap and I have a demo, like had a tape. I'm laughing. Like, he ain't got no damn demo. Like, get out of here. He put the tape in, because me and Jason did. I didn't like Jason at first. I didn't like him at all. I was like,
y'all were too similar. Y'all were too similar.
But I say when I first, so already I'm still like, who is this dude? Because he's like the hip hop Eddie Haskell. He's talking to Dave's mom different. He's like, Miss Van Dyke, yo, can I put the tape in? And I'm like, what the fuck is this dude? And he put it in. And it's like Special Ed's first album, Youngest in Charge. Yeah. Because I had a connection with my sister's boyfriend at the time who danced for Chubb Rock.
Wow.
I had witnessed like Lou played me like the demo of it. He's like, this is my man, this is Howie T's artist, Special Ed. Yeah. Again, I'm a hip hop nerd at that time. I'm like, what? So I'm probably recording it in my head. I'm not even thinking that the album's out, this, that, and the other. When he gets in the car and plays it, I'm really like, I'm hating, but I'm impressed. At the same time, I'm like, fuck, but I'm like, I'm impressed. I'm like, oh. And he African medallions, Jay.
Yeah. This is back in the public era time, X-Clan, when y'all had the leather medallions and all that.
He's always been unapologetically hip hop.
Good.
Unapologetically. And we got into it because I got, at this point, especially for that point in my life, I'm so Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teachers, God Body.
Me too.
Like, I'm, a certain bit of pride when I'm sporting my medallions, Jungle Brothers. So I'm like, grilling him, quizzing him, like, you ain't supposed to have this on, this, that, and that. He said, I ain't gonna take it off, man. Da, 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 da. I love that shit.
That's right.
And my parents was like, y'all chill, chill. So we ended up going to the movie. By the time I think we came out the movie, I was already like,
yeah.
The next time I met him,
like a week.
It's like a week later. The next time I met him, and he was popping the whole, I got a demo. Let me play you my tape. And I'm still like, the fuck? Who is this dude? But he, J.M.E. plays the tape. It's him and Wise's demo tape.
Wow.
And I'm blown away because I know what they're rapping over, but it's like they had interludes, they had their own little shit.
Yeah. They were students of the culture. They knew how to do it.
They was on it. Listen, in my neighborhood, as much as anybody wanted to do some rapping and shit, they're the first people I ever heard have a song.
Yeah.
Like, you could do this in the house? I'm
yeah.
Like, he's like, this? He's like, why? I do this with my man Danny.
Shout out to Wise D.
Shout out to Wise D.
So lo and behold, this is the first year I have my DJ set, and I'm DJing. So he comes to the crib, and I'm busting out my little routine, and he's like, you're in the group. It's almost like you're in the group.
Yeah, you're in.
Back then, I was the shit night. Like, yeah, you in the group.
You're in the group. It was like there's no more to discuss.
I want to say I was there for like 3 hours. Like, you'll do that again?
Yeah.
And then I swear to God, I went home that night. I'm on the phone. This is back in the days when you had long cords on your kitchen phone. I go all the way in my basement.
Yeah. The crazy long phone, right?
Like 24-foot long fucking cord, and I'm like, yo, Tone, do that shit again?
Yeah. Yeah, because he knew that's the thing, man. To watch a DJ do what we heard on records was special because everybody broke their mom's turntable at home. You broke the turntable because they ain't had the right needles. It wasn't the techniques. You know what I'm saying? So to finally be around a DJ.
I didn't know about slip mats. I was cutting on the rubber.
Yeah.
And it was so ill to find two people that were so like-minded as I was.
Yeah.
But especially Jason, like it was almost like that next ride, I think like Jay showed up with the Puma all wet red.
Oh, white. The suit.
With the lambskin hat. With the coonskin hat. And I'm like,
Prince Marky.
Yeah.
Skin goggle, blue skin goggle.
When I tell anybody, I was like, you can't tell my brother nothing. He's been
tell him nothing
ever since I've been. I don't know any other person than what you see.
Yeah,
and always he has soul. Him and Danny has soul.
Yeah,
I knew from then I was like, there's nowhere else I want to be. Like when it was coming to Danny's house, that was it. This is it. It's like if you were playing basketball or if you was in school in whatever club. This was my club. This is it. Yeah. I'm not going anywhere else. I was like, these are the two dudes. It's really amazing that we found each other.
It really is. And when you think about it, I mean, think about now you guys have traveled. You've worked with people all over the world, all over the United States, and definitely in New York, right? In the Mecca. And you see today having, deep knowledge of the backstory of so many of the people that we've idolized as rap groups, rappers, producers, studios. Now, knowing other people's stories, how special what you guys have and what you came across at such a young age, how special it is. It's the story, it's the iconic story that you hear over and over again of the RZA and his cousin in the basement, and the homie would come through, and they were working on these. You know, it's like this story. You hear it over and over again, and y'all have that true origin story. And I know because I've been in that studio. You know what I'm saying? That shit is real.
You really know.
I really know. I really know, and have. That's why I was saying when I first opened up that like the level of knowledge that I had of the background story was very surface as to what I know today. You know what I'm saying? And what y'all had, you know what I'm saying? The true background. Y'all some mad humble dudes. If that was my origin story, I'd been telling everybody. I'd have been like, man, nah, I knew MF Doom. I curious this. And you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all always were real, like, solid dudes just working as producers, lending people your ear to listen to what they were doing. You had so much foot traffic coming through Depth Charge from all over the East Coast, really, right? But definitely in the DMV. But everybody who's ever done anything, you know what I'm saying? Or a lot of people, we ain't gonna say everybody, and a lot of people have come across your desk.
Studio back in like 94, 95. I mean, even before that, I think it might have even been 93. Really.
Yeah.
It was.
It's like this. If you were somebody, you definitely recorded that one.
Once.
If you were somebody, you've been
on. That's right.
It was an institution.
Our shit is one of the
institution.
It was an institution.
It still is. Our shit is still one of the last standing, you know.
Yeah, it still is.
Standing facilities around.
Yeah.
I know there's a couple, but we are one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to my man YZ because.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a real special thing that you all created and have contributed to, you know, and before we move on to, you know, more of the production and what you're doing right now, I do want to tell you guys a story of the first time I heard something that was from the Team Demo Collective, and it was on DJ Oh So Fresh. It was the Optical, the Visionary, homegrown, right?
Yeah.
Vinyl. I think it was vinyl, right? And I'm not sure how I knew that it was homegrown. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. Like maybe it was the lyrics. It was in the lyrics, but you know, Also Fresh back then had his for the DMV. He had a good run of multiple. You know, he had stuff you couldn't find anywhere else. He'd go get it. This pre-internet, right? He had all this shit like
Also Fresh.
Yeah, legendary DJ Also Fresh. Shout out Also Fresh. But that is where I first heard, right, Jay, and that's the first time I was introduced to the Team Demo Collective. And this is before I lived in Burke. I lived in Falls Church, right? I grew up in Falls Church. And I moved, you know, anybody who knows Burke Center Parkway, there's the woods and the and I moved like three streets over. You know what I'm saying? To that whole area. Yeah. So, and then, you know, I wind up over there. So, but I heard this like way back on the mixtape, and I was like, yo, these cats are local, and they're putting out vinyl. And they had like the spray paint cans, and the whole shit was like, I was nuts. I was like, it was insane to me that somebody local could do that, and it was y'all. Y'all were doing that. You know what I'm saying? So this is, and we're talking back, I mean, this is back 94, 95, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So
it's even
maybe 94. Yeah, because the preset hits came out in 94.
Yeah.
We didn't drop vinyl till I got out of high school. That's 95.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we had the orange tape.
But we had tapes out.
Yeah, we had tapes and stuff out. Before vinyl. I mean, I remember when we went to the hip hop conference at Howard. You know, we came up in there with our. You know, some people consider it legendary. It's out there now.
Demolition Circle.
The Demolition Circle tape.
I wish I had it up here.
Yeah, the Demolition Circle.
Yeah.
So even before vinyl, you know, we just tried to have stuff circulating. I remember, you know, it's crazy. We had a hotline and everything.
Yeah.
And, we had a fucking hotline.
Absolutely, man. That's so dope. And it's like y'all, you didn't know it at the time, but that's what became known as the golden era of hip hop. And you're releasing music in the golden era of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you continue moving forward with Team Demolition as the broader collective, right? Yeah, the Creative Natives were there was that, right? Talk to us a little bit about those Team Demolition albums, and then the origin of Team Demo more as a world-renowned production team.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It started out called Demolition Circle. That was with the yellow tapes and all that. Before that was a tape we put out was just optical, lower light forms. One, I forget what song I had, but the only song I fully remember was the one we was freestyling. Two shots.
That's right. You had a song on there too.
And Rock the House was my
Rock the House.
But I forget your 2 joints right now. Sorry. Yeah. But it was we had a tape with me, Wise, and Tone sitting backwards. You only saw the back of our heads. Then the yellow tape came out, I think. Right? Or was it vice versa?
I think no. The yellow tape comes out after. I think. Or before. I'm not sure.
Anyways, it started with Demolition Circle, where it was Creative Natives. You had Optical the Visionary. You had Lower Light Forms. You had Chaz the Natural. Orson Faust was there for a while. Stress. Who am I missing? Oh, Three Blind Mice. That was like the collective back then. That was all them before I was even part of Demolition Circle, because I stepped away because we was Point Blake. Then we had a little falling out for a second, and then when I came back, they already had a crew.
Wow,
their crew. You know what I mean? So like from there on, it was Demolition Circle, and then we decided after we put out the Optical, the Visionary, and the Lower Life Form singles, we thought it would be smarter to put out one single with everybody on, kind of like a Wu shit, because that was when we was coming. We figured it'd be better to do it like that, and we ran with that with one album, and then it just life kind of just shaved down a lot of the members as life went on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and as you see in the long run, as the story kept progressing, there was only 4 of us on the second album rhyming, and after we all kind of, we didn't really want to rhyme no more. We was just gonna stick to the production. Me, Tony, and Wise have always, as you know, has always been the creative drive. Yeah. We're the ones that come with the concepts, all that good shit. So that force was always going to be right. The nucleus was not going nowhere.
Yeah.
We just took a pause for a minute with life, came back, and now we coming back super strong.
Y'all coming back in a major way. You know, like everybody has kids, grows up, you know what I'm saying? You got you got like life responsibilities, but this creative energy and talent, you know what I'm saying? Plus y'all got a gold record. Come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got like major accolades and major connections that the game needs you. The game needs you. And as you can see, the way that you crafted this new record, it's a demo, and all of the talent. You know what I'm saying? This isn't like y'all aren't like internet producers that send out, 300 beat packs with pre-made hooks on it. Nah, y'all boutique production team that work with the finest talent with a depth of knowledge in this specific genre that is comparable to anybody. There's nobody that could tell you nothing about nothing. You know what I'm saying? In this game. Period. And you can hear that. You can hear that on It's a Demo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
We appreciate that.
We appreciate that, and we blessed. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, pain to go and probably even get to this project to come out for both of us. Lots of stress. We've lost people, raising children, paying bills. You got to keep it. This artist life is not easy, and when we say it's a labor of love, we really love what we do. We love making music.
Yeah.
And, we're not making. We're probably both of us is really off.
Yeah.
It's a marriage. It's crazy. And, it saved us, I think, in a lot of ways.
Yeah. You hear that adage, right? Hip hop saved my life. You hear people say that all the time. I hear people say that all the time. You hear in 2 ways. One, the trouble that you would have been getting into if there wasn't hip hop. Mm-hmm. And the other way you hear it is the way when you hear other men, you know what I'm saying, talk about the adversity that they go through in their life and all over the world, you know what I'm saying? But often it's there's not a father in the house, or they're going through some sort of poverty, or the neighborhood is tough, or they lost somebody, and you hear these stories. And hip hop saved my life in that way. Somebody I could relate to, because men don't talk about stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't share our feelings. We don't, you know, you guys have a special connection. A lot of people don't have that.
If you really say what you're saying, it probably came around for me and Jay in so many ways. When we were young kids, it kept us out of trouble, kept us into something,
kept us in the
kept
house,
us busy, kept us in the
house,
in the studio, in the basement the whole time. So like even our parents as young kids, they didn't really have to worry about what we was doing. We was just down there like it was a video game.
Yeah.
Even IDs, and we were out here running through this town, running through DC, going young, you know, 15, 16, up in the clubs, you know, just fiending for hip hop. We weren't even there to try to drink the liquor or anything about the hip hop. We just wanted to see some hip hop shit. We wanted to see, whoever was performing who came from DC. We, you know, we didn't miss many things. If it was in our lane, we was there. And you know, that in itself, but then maturing, going through life, having children, facing different things, it's another thing. And even now, losing people, losing parents, it's kind of therapeutic.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
We're artists. It's not really just being producers. Being producers and jumping and trying to get placings is great. It's a beautiful thing. But it's not really something that we wanted to chase. We want to put out music. Yeah. Especially because from our background of being rappers, we want to keep putting out music. You know, that's it's you know. Yeah. No, and hip hop's in a really interesting place right now, because hip hop's growing up. It's growing up right in front of us. And some of the best music coming out right now are people that are at an age that it's kind of new. They're breaking ground. You know, it's new for people in their 50s to be doing stuff and be dropping incredible bars. Yeah. And what's funny is that some of the youth has forgot how to rhyme. They too auto-tuned. You know what I'm saying? They too Dr. Seuss with the rhyme. People ain't really going for that #1 spot. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's really interesting to see hip hop as, you know, like rock music and jazz music. Y'all are connoisseurs of music and digging records. It's so deep that there's eras and genres within the genre, and hip hop is there right now. There's genres within the genres. You know what I'm saying? It's branched out. There's different styles and different, you know, and it's not necessarily about sticking with the times, but it's just like you just keep being aggressive in your lane. Yeah. So you got to master your sound and do you. Master your sound and you know your lane, you'll be fine. You know, hip hop. One thing hip hop has to learn is that they got the listeners got to grow up. Yeah. A little bit, and what I mean by that is like all this. Somebody's too old to rap. Somebody's too old to listen to hip hop. Sound crazy to me, because hip hop ain't old enough for it to even be said that somebody's too old. You know what I'm saying? Because look who's on top. It's still Jay, probably. You know what I mean? Yeah. Jay, Nas. You know, like Jay, Nas. They like. Look, when I went and saw Nas Wu joint, there was like Nas has a line where he says, "I got fans from like 15, 20, 30, 50 to 60." Like the way he went through it, and it's the truth. This is universal. There's kids, our kids growing up with this, with our sound. They put hip hop in a box. If they try to put us in a box, but But everything comes full circle. Everything comes full circle, and that's why I feel like, truthfully, you know, this, like you saying, like the sound is kind of coming back around. That Conway and everybody, you know, it's just coming full circle again. Yeah. You know, we just 50 and we lucky. Yeah. And we can still do what we do and it still sound right. Yeah. You know, still drop a dope ass record with Method Man, Rome Streets, you know, Lil Fame. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We need them years. Yeah. So exactly. We are so talking about that, y'all, you know, what's really interesting is, Tone, you've always been the DJ, right? But y'all both produce together, right? What is that like? You know, how do y'all work? You know, like, do you both like do your own thing to bring it together? What is the production, the creativity? Usually, what is that like for y'all? I direct the videos, start videos,
vision the vision of the videos. Nah, seriously. Shit. Back in the days, I didn't have equipment.
It's so organic. It's
so
something.
I had to go over there.
I was gonna say before says we were making beats together like as kids.
Yeah, you're right.
Like it's like there used to be a time where it's like you got the drum track, I got the horn, Danny's got the bass.
Mind you, this is a time where we're like in 7th grade.
We're like in 7th grade.
Yeah. SEO 4-second samplers attached for 8 seconds, and we doing pre-production because we just got ourselves a little manager at this time, and he's taking us to a real studio.
Right.
So we getting our little pre-production. So yeah, he's right. I'm bugging. We've been producing since we started making music. We've always produced together because back then, like he said earlier, how we want to put out music. What he really meant was we want to put out albums produced fully by us, like projects. Back in that era, in the era after that, you had a lot of projects produced by one person, and it had a certain sound, and it made hip hop special. You know, have this guy, and have a collection of songs.
That was like our specialty.
Yeah,
that's what we always think. If you came to Depth Charge, or if you liked our music, liked our sound, liked our beats, let us tailor make the whole project,
your whole joint.
You know? Or we're always, but again, just before we get off into that, we were all, we like to just make music and make, albums and projects. Because one, we're from a different era of everybody had a dope catalog. We enjoyed the EPMDs, the De La Souls, the public,
and everybody had an in-house producer.
And everybody had an in-house producer. It almost like that was.
It had a sound.
We were influenced in a sound. The people that we were influenced, and everybody sounded different. But if you notice, it's like everybody was in-house.
Yeah.
And didn't have, not to say that there's nothing wrong with having those masterful albums where it's more than, it's a couple of masters making the stew.
But that's not what we want.
But that's not what we want. We grew up on people making albums and themes and, 3 Feet High and Rising to Balloon Mind State with interesting.
I don't care the album.
So I don't care the album. It's like interesting themes to go with the title, and then that album had a style and a this. Like me and Jay are never really. You can't really put our sound necessarily in a box either,
right?
Because it's very emotional and expressive. I think we approach whatever we're going through that day or whatever picture we're painting. That's what the beats are going to sound like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Earthy shit too.
That earthy shit. Yeah.
Earthy shit.
Yeah. Now, the dope thing about being around you guys is that there was always production and creativity, and that allows me to go into like the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is not only was the first vinyl, and first kind of like people doing it locally there in the DMV that I heard and then later met was y'all. You also dropped the first visuals that I ever saw anybody do a hip hop video for. Then you did multiple, and you go over into Depth Charge, you know what I'm saying? And y'all just had MTV raps in the background. The old, you know what I'm saying? The old Fab Five Freddy, Ed Lover. That was always, y'all were students of the culture. Like I said, nobody could tell you nothing. And that kind of led creatively to when you were doing, things like Dirty Gusto, Bloodshot Eyes. These are the first music videos, like conceptual music videos where people having parts and we're going to do this outside that were being shot. Talk to me about, that part of your creativity, which is a visual part. I know y'all love some movies, right? I know y'all some movie heads, right? I know Jay's a movie head. I'm not sure how deep Tones, but I know Jay be on that crazy shit like I be on, like I Spit on Your Grave, Italian, exploitation, blaxploitation, underground directors. You know what I'm saying? Like talk to us about how that moves its way into those music videos, all the way up into Tim's in the Summer. You know what I'm saying? Take us on that visual journey.
Well, I would say like Dirty Gusto and like what's one of this? Teamwork and all those videos. We was young. When I watch them now, I giggle. You know what I'm saying? They were great ideas. I'd say Teamwork was a pretty good. The snow messed us up that day because we didn't really play against nobody. That was it was like a sports themed thing. That's probably the best video I would say out of team demo videos. like the concept and everything. Dirty Gusto was more of a like we just kind of threw a lot of shots together. The Bloodshot Eyes video now.
That's when we were trying to get our Scorsese
on. That's
when
we really, now that's
we was trying to get our Tim Burton on.
But you see, the thing is, I wish YSD was here because he definitely had a lot of input. It was us three.
Our thing was more to just be as rugged as we could be, really. Like Dirty Gusto and all that was like how rugged and how hip hop.
Dirty Gusto was like our protection net. Let's be 100.
Yeah, no, it was our protection net.
The teamwork shit was more like, all right, we trying to get a little creative. This is easy teamwork. Yeah, we're gonna do baseball field, football, and the snow.
But I'll even say from this perspective, when you say visuals, and I even think me and Jay definitely cared a lot about artwork.
Yeah,
we cared about how we were gonna look. We were always approaching the group with like, let's get matching this. Let's get these sweat. Let's get this. Let's get that. Let's just get shirts.
We always look unison. We always look. But I unison. Yeah. We always look.
Yeah, we were very, and again, dude, like what we were inspired by, even like your DOS Effects, your Stetsasonics, your EP&D, your Daylight. Everybody had a different look. So we wanted a look and our artwork. Me and Jay wanted our artwork to be fresh, which is, if anybody really pays attention to the first slew of singles, we had artwork with a character that was like the ASR 10.
He's like our character.
We almost wanted to make him like our mascot.
No, he is our.
He is for real. The ASR 10 man. And that in itself, like in movies, loving videos. Like me and Jason, especially, are video junkies.
Yo, I do TV raps all the time. I'll be on Paramount. They got the old episodes all day. You can ask my lady. You can ask Tony. I'm texting. I'm like, yo, this episode is on. I forgot about this. Yeah, son, we still study. We go back. You know what I'm saying? We'll go back and listen to old hip hop albums from 80s or early 90s and shit we didn't like. Be like, we old now. Albums I didn't like back then that I love now even. Or albums I love back then, well, I'm like, the fuck. You know what I mean? So, no, we always studying the game. But we always set our standards in those eras. Though when we make music, the standards is that era of type of music, that timeless, boom, original shit.
And just try to bring that to the visuals. You know, like we've been blessed. The Curious, and shout out to our Power Rule and Curious family.
Yeah, shout out Power Rule and Curious.
Videos that we've been able to be a part of coming up now, and I think our visuals and artwork, we take that a lot very serious. It's just as much as the production. I think me and Jason really sleep on trying to make any kind of films or anything, but even like I know podcasts are probably I think we want to do a show one day. Where it's in our own vein to talk
the stories, the knowledge, the connects, the passion.
I will say this. So after Team Demo, we really try to get on our Scorsese shit with your boy Rob. Shout out to my guy.
Shout out to Rob, my brother.
The What Is Life video, Scorsese shit right there. That's our masterpiece of that era right there. That video and that album. For real.
I was there. I was in Brooklyn.
Album.
Shout out to Trickstar.
That me, Tone, and Tito put together and Wise put together at that time. And it was a beautiful time in our lives. We was in the studio all the time.
It was.
2 studios. I think we had Studio A and B on the bottom floor. And we had more than 2 different albums. We were just
running back and forth. Out. What you doing in here? I'll never forget one of the
battling almost.
One of the best days I had. He probably don't remember, but I always remember. He pokes in the door, and I was in there banging something out. And he was just like, "Yeah, I knew you'd be in here doing something." he just closed the door and rolled out, and it was just like that family vibe that we had creatively to make music all the time. And shout out to YSD once again to have a place.
Depth Charge Mansion, all that.
Especially the Depth Charge Mansion days. Once the house was deep.
The best
Those were great.
Best days, best stories, hands down.
But shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Zacharias.
Shout out.
Because they put up with a lot.
Shout out to all our parents.
All our parents. They supported us.
All that to deal with me every day.
Well, absolutely.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
At that age, it's a lot.
Now it's really Dope.
Creatively as a family and as a group. They have back like people who supported us, our parents and whatnot.
They believed in our
They believed in us and our
team. In our dream. They let us do anything. And at that, in that time, in that era,
Yeah. Nobody knew that hip hop would become what it has become. You know what I'm saying? So the support they gave y'all is incredible.
Who would expect some Burke boys to get a gold?
You know?
Who would expect some Burke boys to get a gold?
That's right.
Yes, for the DMV, for the V in the DMV, we are the originators. Yes.
That's fact.
First everything that you asked earlier, I was thinking about that. First everything when it comes to just VA itself, where we from, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because doing it before it was DMV. It wasn't DMV.
Yeah. That's good.
Nah.
Boom. Yeah. I mean, we go back again. We go back to we was point blank. I mean, we was running through. We were lucky enough to even do the Howard Apollo.
We won the Apollo at Howard.
We won the Apollo. Yeah, we won the Apollo at Howard. We were kids, and this was in the East Coast Stomp era. Like we embodied this, man. This is a lifetime.
This is all we know.
It is.
That's why you're asking at the ages we are at that we coming back so hard, is because this is really all we know.
Yeah.
Backed up. Backed up like we got blue balls type stuff. Like, and the cutting floor is crazy. Like cutting floor is crazy. Like so much stuff just sitting waiting to get mixed or put together right now that it's just we don't even need to make any beats right now. Like what we really need to do is keep mixing and finishing.
We trying to just keep our momentum up and,
so
keep our name and just keep out there and keep it moving. Yeah, we got a lot of music.
Yo, and you're doing an incredible job. You know what I'm saying? You're doing an incredible job. Now, there's a new single that's going to be coming out. I think it's Creep, right? The video for it.
The video.
Talk to us about that joint.
Again, blessed to deal with one of the most legendary when it comes to one of MCAs. Yeah. We got, who's got straps?
You need some help, homie?
Yeah, you need some help, homie?
So look.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
We're talking about you can't.
He has it in the verse. Got snaps on the Petro. He has it in the verse.
Just tell the whole story. When that beat got made, we was definitely like,
It's almost like we wanted to sample his, it's got to be part of that beat.
And the connections I had with 8, through chat, but the connections I had with 8 was through Montage. I'm sorry, and I met Montage through Tash. Tash kind of put me down with all the whole Liquid crew, kind of not like put me down, but like introduced me to all them. It came Tash in the Bounce record with George. That came out before that. But yeah, that record when we got first when we got the hook back from Yogi, we was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Shout out to Yogi.
Yeah. But then when we got both verses, we was super happy.
Yeah, because Montage showed off on that on that record.
Showed off.
And
8 sounded like ice water.
Just sounded like authentic 8.
Yeah. It was funny because I think Montage like, yo, playing around. I was like, yo, tell him to say Gia like 6 times or something. And he did.
Absolutely.
First, like
you want, you know what I'm saying? If you get an MC8 verse, you gotta have that all over the record.
All over, right? So yeah, it was a blessing. The video, they shot out there. We didn't really have much to do with the video except we just put the money up for it.
Yeah.
And we let Montage run with his idea. Me and him talked about it, but we kind of let him direct it because he's out there, and the cat who shot up my man Stars is one of Wise Peace people. It's done. It's edited. It's just got a couple touch-ups. I think it drops next week. I think next Thursday or something like that.
All right.
So we excited for that record to get re-released again.
That's dope. So dropping soon in about a week or so, the Creep music video from the It's a Demo album, which is a banger. Y'all have been just, blowing me away. Listen, y'all need to come. When you come to LA, let a brother know. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gonna listen. Y'all know I'm from around there. I'm from around that way. This shit is wild out here. This a whole other they just shooting videos every day. You just walk outside, they just shooting videos.
I love the West Coast when I come out.
It's wild, man.
Out west. I love coming out there. We gonna see you. I'm gonna see you.
Yeah,
I don't know about this.
y'all come out here. Have you noticed that a lot of the maybe DJ Muggs is a big part of it. Alchemist also, but the West Coast is having kind of like that boom bap sound. They got their own thing going on, right? But cats like Evidence, cats like Alchemist, cats like Muggs, right? They've got this sound that's it's not a Dr. Dre sound, right? It's not a G. It's a tougher drums. It's a more sample base, right? They got their own, each producer's doing their own thing, but it's real interesting to see that coming around.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, those are.
I wouldn't say come around though, because they've been around.
They've been around.
Like Muggs, man, you got under his belt as a producer.
Yeah. Especially, he's just in a whole nother run right now. You go back to 783. We're not even gonna talk about Cypress Hill. Go back to 783 when he was a part of, which I'm not sure production wise he did a lot in that particular era, but going forward, because I think when you look at the credits, like Daddy-O, there's a lot of interesting credits on the 783.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of different producers, but I think he did a couple.
But I think he definitely did a couple tracks. But he's a you were a member of the ballad hip hop. I mean, his history is ridiculous.
I will say this: Muggs is definitely he's kind of like reborn a different sound of him. Mm-hmm. Definitely, he's on. A lot of them kind of like ran with that no drum thing for a minute, where there's like no drums, just a little samples chopped up. But I would say Muggs has been around. He's a guy. Al's up there. Evidence is quietly up there too. Like, quietly up there. Like, evidence is done on the back end. Pose, you know what I'm saying? Like when he did with Kanye, co-produced.
No, Evans
a problem too. But
but these are people that we love anyway.
With you that the West Coast, that sound, it's not a Dre sound. It's a sound of boom bap. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It kind of sounds a little less coastal, like different areas, and more like different types of hip hop, right? So it's less regional and more like, are you this type of hip hop? Are you this type of hip hop? You know what I'm saying? Do you fuck with like really dope samples that nobody knows where you got that from, chopped up with ill drums, or are you more kind of like a commercial sound that's more keyboard and like more crispy, and so it's just hip hop's becoming more like less regional, and it's still regional. It's hard to talk about this without putting your foot in your mouth. It's not that it's not regional, but it's like less that. It's like less to be able to say it's east and west, and more kind of like it's this and that.
Yeah. Boom bap or mainstream or West Coast. Like there's so many sounds inside hip hop, but that sound, that boom bap kind of I don't want to say backpack. I just say boom bap. Just sound is out there. And if you really think about it, Muggs has always stood out, even with Cypress Hill. They didn't sound like West Coast really back then.
Nah, mad creative, real original.
Album changed the game production wise.
Yeah.
Q-Tip even said it was different.
They
always went playing for a West Coast group to me. Muggs is special.
Muggs is special. I'm enjoying his run, even of the last that he's been so consistently putting out albums. It's inspiring to what we do to never stop making music. Like the greats that raised us still putting out aggressive slap, that inspired to go into the basement and get busy. That in itself is like, I got to keep going. I got to keep, whatever legacy that me, Jay, Wise, and the rest of the Team Demo family, but, especially our story, just to keep making music. It's very inspiring to hear those. And it's, it makes you have to step your game up, make sure. Always not necessarily but it's like it's going to inspire you, but I got to go get in here and get this.
It's just inspiration.
I want to keep making albums. I mean, the way Muggs is running with so many different artists and different, you're really plugged in.
New joint he's got with Meth and Slick Rick.
Well, his last compilation album, for him to be the age, not even to put the age on it, but for him to be doing it as long as he's been doing it, and he's still coming out with aggressive.
Right. Yeah, so let's get into some questions, right, as we start to wrap up that are like less common, right? That are more like when people get to actually know y'all, that are just interesting things about you, right? Y'all been smoking the whole interview, you got my mouth watering. What's your favorite cannabis strains?
I would say, now this is crazy. I'm gonna give you two answers. Number one, back in the day, 4-way. Right? We used to love the 4-way.
Well, that was
telling these young folks about it and they acting like it was nothing. But back in our day, that was that shit. Also, I'd say the New York Sour D's and the Purple Haze is probably our favorite strains.
Yeah. And does that play a role like in your creativity? Like, have you noticed like maybe when you're gonna produce, you wanna smoke, or is it not something that like is a part of it? Is it a part of your
it's a
creativity?
Part.
It's yes and no for me.
It's a part. Yeah. It's definitely always been a part. Like, but I won't say we depend on it. But
right.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not like we depend on it, but it's it's definitely a part. I'm not gonna say like we. Yeah. If we didn't have it, we didn't want to hit a J before we went in there and got funky and creative. Who doesn't want to get a little, that's part of the culture. Yeah. So I would say, definitely for me, yes. I would say 100%. Yeah, it's a part. Like, you want to get into a vibe. And
you're gonna hear it different.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna smoke a blunt.
It opens up parts of the brain and the mind.
I'm gonna smoke a blunt before I go to bed.
I slow down.
Wake up.
I can't smoke like he does.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a tough question.
It definitely was part of our culture as far as us being on that back porch making music. Yeah. Once we got into it, we probably didn't know like we know now about strains and names.
No, we absolutely didn't.
We from an era of
everything
was time we was going to 203 downtown.
Yeah, we came from the era of
second and
loud.
Second and P.
Yeah, like when they call it kind bud and all of this and that.
Yeah,
like we're from
kind bud.
All this exotic and everything that we smoking now.
100%. Yeah. We one of the first cats to bring that exotic down here too.
Yeah, definitely. Even before that, like we were smoking herb.
Yeah, before that, Bush and all
taking seeds out and all this and that. And
we come from that era.
We come from that era too.
Yeah.
So it's different how it is now. It's with the medication and all that. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. It's a whole science now. You know what I'm saying? With like the terpenes and the THC levels and all that stuff. The other thing that I wanted to ask, y'all have worked with everybody, right? Like literally, it's like a who's who in hip hop. Sean Price, Meth. The new album. All of the artists on the new album. Grand Puba, Thurston House, Sadat X, MF Doom. Is there somebody that you haven't had a chance to work with? Or, what artists, I guess is better, because I'm sure that there are. What artists that you haven't had a chance to work with are kind of on that short list of like, it would be dope to work with these artists?
Short. What you mean by that short list? Like somebody we may be able to work with or couldn't
work with? Could.
Or be too hard to work with?
No,
leave it open. You know what I'm saying? It could be something that maybe is in the works, right? Or maybe like a dream list.
Yeah, who's on our dream?
On our dream list,
it's just too many.
We can go back and forth. How many you want?
Yeah.
It's
too many. Rakim, G-Rap, Redman.
I mean, even if you think from our era to I'm trying to think.
Bus a Bus, LL,
yeah, like
Ghost and Ray.
Yeah. It's too many. It's too many to name. It's too many. We're so far in it. I mean, probably we're so far into being artists and everything that there's so many people that we would probably want to collaborate with, and especially in this hip hop. From Conway, to Benny, you depend on whatever era you want to talk about. I always wish we could, get a chance. We could really work with some musicians one day, and to me and Jay.
But G-Rap is definitely on one of my wish lists. He's on my top 5.
Yeah,
just one joint.
Yeah, and he's active, right? I mean, and you know what I'm saying? He that's a joint that y'all need to make happen. I can hear G-Rap on a Team Demo beat.
Yeah, I would love to too.
Me too.
Yeah.
We've been talking.
Yeah. And then you know, from as a DJ Tone, what DJ or DJs would you say that like really inspired you in the craft of DJing? You know, on the actual turntables that you know that you look at and those are like the gods.
Jeff, Scratch, Premier, Richie Rich, especially from what I was listening to, you know, Daddy Rich. He'll always be Richie Rich probably for me because that's what he first was with Daddy Rich. Cash Money, all the way to Father Shaheed, of Pro Righteous Teachers, you know. I just come from a different era. Cool V. I just come from a different era when the DJ really was a focus in the group.
Yeah.
And, you know, just as important as the MC, you know, and you looked forward to scratching, like who, not only who was going to, you know, who's like, who's on the hook or who's the DJ in the group. Yeah. And most of the time, the rapper was such and such as it, he's cutting it, you know, he's giving them so much. So it's like, you know, from Terminator X to Jam Master Jay, I can say Jam Master Jay probably was the first. Like, I thought he looked cool. I thought he just looked cool. Like, I want to be that dude. Yeah. And but like, what was really blowing my mind, you know, early Jeff, you know, early Cash Money, especially in that era of just when and Barry B and you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's so crazy when you say that kind of question because it's like Barry B and Chill World were just as popular probably to me, and not even me as the DJ, but Jay was like, you know, he knew who Barry B.
I was gonna say, as DJ Noodles, you know,
as DJ Noodles,
as DJ Noodles myself, I would say the DJs that inspire me that I love the most would be, you know, Primo would be one at the top of my list. Like you said, Daddy Rich, DJ Scratch is probably my number 2. Cash Money, Tap Money, Jeff, Mixmaster Ice from UTFO was a monster.
See, it's like it's almost like when you talk about guitar players and when they have riffs, DJs, like there were moments, like when Terminator X or when they were calling the dude out, those were moments to me of like taking those patterns as a DJ and going to try to figure out if I could do it. Like when I heard
that's how you would learn to scratch. Is trying to emulate what you heard on the record.
When you heard a dude say something, you know, it's like, oh, I can take two things and
Bobcat, DJ Aladdin.
Yeah, Bobcat,
you know
DJ Aladdin.
So many DJs.
So many.
Still thinking in my head.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like,
but
all the way to like DJ Action from Special Ed. Like that shit used to have me in the basement. Like, oh,
I will say all the DJs in my crew and DJs that I saw making hooks, the DJ they tried to sound the most like, or they studied the most to me was Primo and Scratch in my clip. Primo and Scratch.
Primo Scratch.
Yeah, and I'd say kind of that.
Yeah, like Rich
is like a really unsung hero from bass DJ.
Rich was so special to me.
He was a problem too.
And just like hearing when I think about like Jeff, especially the joint where they were like on the mountain in Atlantis and live at Union Square, and he was the centerpiece. You know, he's the DJ, I'm the rapper. So it was like Jazzy Jeff was doing shit that I never heard. You know, in a whole side dedicated to him. Yeah. So I'm studying that. You know, I'm listening, like trying to emulate some of these scratches, and you know, like it's so many DJs that are unsung.
Yeah,
you know, they're true.
We're
forgetting even like Sugar Shaft from X Clan. I mean, I can go on and on.
Miss Paris DJ.
You know, and Mad Mike Paris is DJ. It's like
he was a problem too.
You know,
Mike,
all of these DJs that to me were so.
Yeah. You know who we're forgetting? Who's still a monster right now? Too Tough.
Too Tough is a monster.
So
Too Tough is a monster.
So go ahead.
Yeah, it's like it's like next question. Any birthdays?
Yeah.
My nigga.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to ask y'all is like, what movie or shows had a massive impact on you? Do you be like, nah, that shit was like had an impact on me as far as hip hop, as far as my creativity, like that?
Okay, I would say 3 movies just off the top of my head, 3 or 4 movies. Goodfellas, definitely. China, In the Mouth of Madness, uh, Crush Groove, House Party, Red Dawn, and The Warriors. Go ahead, Tom.
Other thing I got from him, like, you know, from Godfather, you know, Star Wars, First Blood, Predator.
Early Stegall
like,
movies and shit.
You know, we studied like a lot of those films, but as far as hip hop films, I think, especially for me and Jay, it was from Wild Style to Breaking to Beat Street
to House Party,
and Crush Groove. Like, those were special moments.
Tougher Than Leather.
Yeah, and I was telling somebody about Tougher Than Leather the other day. Like, those movies
used to catch that like on channel 20 like 2 in the morning.
Man, they used to just have us in the studio, like, yeah, those moments. So, but yeah, all those, everything he said.
But yeah, most of the time in our studio, while we was working, would be like Young TV Raps, or we have little shit like the Ice-T's VHS, or you know, the Iceberg VHS. We have all those VHS little tapes with all the other videos and like little what would you call that shit back then? Like a documentary, I guess, or some shit.
Documentaries,
whatever it was. We had all them shits playing all the time. So we was in the studio. It was or a movie like that back in that day, for real.
Like, we loved we come from such an era where like MTV Unplugged. I remember when they did the Rap Mania.
Yo, we all went over there for the first Rap Mania. It was pay-per-view type shit. I remember that.
Yo, you couldn't have had a bigger party. I don't know if anybody partied like us, but me, him, and Wise, I mean, we had popcorn. We was ready to watch Rap Mania. You could tell us.
Yeah, ready for it.
Had the VHS tape. I think Wise, he had to put in another one or something.
Yeah, I remember all that.
Recorded the whole thing.
Crazy. Yep.
Yeah.
Great time, man.
Yeah, man.
That's good, man. So y'all dropped the classic record. It's a demo. You've got multiple records you've produced for other artists that are dropping. We talked about the brand Nubian record that you guys have that you're working on shopping and getting that done, you know, the right way because they're such a legendary group. Yeah. After dropping all these records, if somebody wanted to contact you to work with Team Demo, right, to actually get production from Team Demo, to work with you for their project, what's the right way to go about doing that? What is the right way for people to contact Team Demo to get production for their project and work with you guys as producers?
I mean, I'd say the best way to contact us would be through IG, either Team Demo Music or Cozy Team Demo or
DJ Dialtone Team Demo Music.
Don't you have a thing underneath? DJ Dialtone.
I have DJ Dialtone / Team Demo Music, but Team Demo Music, IG is always.
That's probably the best one to go to. You go to Team Demo Music IG.
Yeah.
And just, you know,
reach out and just kind of start the conversation.
You get the prices when we talk. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's a business, so you know.
Yeah, you know. It's a business, and there's the connections you guys have, right? It's like, you know how to do this. You've been doing this, right? So when they come to you to do a record, there's a lot of knowledge. Y'all got, it's more than a master's degree. Y'all got a PhD in this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is like, listen, we done records. We done many records. We can make a record.
You're wrong.
Yeah, we can make a record.
Product's always good.
Product's always good over here.
Yeah. And dope sells itself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. My brothers, what plugs do you guys, as we start to wrap up? You know, we've been shouting out everybody y'all work with and the whole Team Demo collective, you know, throughout this interview. But as we start to wrap, anybody you want to shout out before we sign off?
Yeah, give a shout out to you know, the whole management crew, Rock and Wise P. Shout out to my man Illa G. We really didn't even get to build about G and our relationship, or really the pimp's relationship with us. Shout out to Curious. Shout out Digger. Shout out Wise D, of course. Shout out everybody on the album. You know what I'm saying? Everybody I'm missing right now, you know, Forgive me, Tone.
Yeah, forgive.
Out, you know
Yeah, forgive everybody, friends and family.
You stutter butter.
You know, the whole DMV.
Yeah. And why all that. You know,
why,
shout out everybody. We love you.
Trickstar, we love everybody. And love you, Cristopolis.
Thank you, my brothers. Thank you. Yo, for me, this, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's one thing, like, when I'll interview somebody that, like, I admire, that is like, yo, I can't believe that I'm having this moment. This, for me, is special. This is full circle. I love you, brothers. I'm so proud of you. I really am. And, you know, I started it all off saying, I'm humbled by how humble y'all are, because I had no idea so much of the story, you know what I'm saying, and the moments that we didn't even really cover. People could go in, search Team Demo, you'll hear about them with MF Doom, them with Sean Price. We didn't get into a lot of the stuff, the bullet in the bracelet, Illa G. We didn't get into a lot of things. We spent more personal time in this interview, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to say that it's an honor for me. We've gone full circle, you know what I'm saying? I was in the studio with y'all. I've been in those places with y'all. And it's truly an honor, man. And y'all are doing this new album. It's a Demo's nuts.
Thank you.
It's nuts.
Thank you.
I think of like who the, you know, like I reach out to folks to interview them, right? And I think about who I want to. Y'all got them on your album. It's like that. Y'all got a who's who. You know what I'm saying? You got a who's who. What an amazing project y'all have put out. Truly, my brothers.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that,
yeah.
man.
My bros, that's it. We did it. It's all love all the time. Whenever I can help, I'm here for you.
No doubt.
Always. Same here. Peace.
Thank you, my bro. Salute.
Salute. Love you, baby.